Hi folks, this is Bob Mason with the Phoenix ATV UTV Club. I thought I'd put together a video presentation that combines a PowerPoint Trail Talk presentation with a recent rides photo album and video album from our ride up to the Four Peaks mountain range and a visit to the El Oso mine and exploration inside the mine. So one of the things I do recommend is go to your bottom right hand corner and hit the YouTube full screen channel or button so that it takes you into a full screen, so you can see the level of detail that we have. Our pictures are saved in 4 megabyte pixels, so you can expand these things to get very good detail. That's a crested saguaro, if you're wondering what that is. That's a mutation of a saguaro cactus where it becomes like a crown. So we know a number of those around the state. So this was on a ride out in one of our OHV areas, and we're using it as a title page or home page. One of the things I do want to point out, so we don't get any grief on this, and there is a person, no, I shouldn't say a person, there is an individual here under 18 that's not wearing a helmet, and so we do encourage helmets on our rides, and I have no idea why they're letting him drive, but just wanted to, it's just a little inside joke there, folks. Okay, when we go through our page, and again, our page is phoenixatvUTVclub.org. You'll have a number of pages informational. When you're members only access, you'll have access to these. So we have newsletters, maps, and GPS tracks that you can download, trail talk presentations like this, some educational forums that are very specific to our members, some outside reference maps, and we have 2 social media platforms, a Facebook group that's been in operation a little over 12 months, and that's how we started, and it has over 600 members in 12 months. And then we have a YouTube channel for holding our videos out there for our members too. So that's a little bit about the website. What I'm going to do now is switch into some other software to show you a Trail Talk presentation. So please bear with me. This is the first time I'm trying to do this. And I'm going to expand that. So this is a trail talk of the Four Peaks Rolls OHV area. We did this ride on February 8th, 2020. This is from a past ride that we recorded, and so you have the ability to download these things. At this ride, because the nature of February with lower light conditions, it gets dark early. We only did the first section up here, which we didn't go into the Rolls OHV area and out to Saguaro Lake. We usually do that during the summer. So anyway, this is what our route was. If you do both the Rolls, which is this area down here, there's multi-trails, and you'll see that later. But what we were doing for this particular ride is we're starting out at the Four Peaks staging area, which is off the Beeline Highway, about 3/4 of a mile on a dirt road. Very large staging area. You can look at some of our other videos on how to use our maps feature from a ride description to get to a staging area on Google Maps and get turn-by-turn instructions on your phone out there. So anyway, we went out from the Four Peaks staging area, went on FR 143, very scenic route. It comes up in elevation quite fast. We were going to stop at the Picadillo Creek viewpoint, but there were other vehicles there at the time. This was on a weekend. And so we went down here into this area. There are some creeks that cross the road and some cottonwood trees. You'll see that in the photo album later. And then we went to the Mud Springs Trailhead, which is a nice wooded area. It has a spring in there and a horse trough and lots of trees. And it's a nice little meet and greet, pea break type point. And then we went up into the Four Peaks Wilderness area and over to the Lone Pines Trail Summit. There is another section of the Four Peaks parking and hiking trails, but we didn't go. That's only like a city block away from the other one, which is higher. And then from there, we went out onto over to the El Oso mines. That gives you an idea of what we're going to be seeing on this particular video presentation. In terms of the elevation graph, you see where we start over here at about 2,500 feet, and when we hit that first little peak over there, that's the Picadillo Point, and then we go down into a little valley where the Mud Springs Trailhead is, and then we go to the top of the summit, and then we're riding the Edward Parks Trail over to the El Oso mine and then down. So if you did the whole thing, including the Rolls area, the normal ride is about 48 miles, but with the Rolls area, it comes out to be about 59 miles during the summer. So this is the Four Peaks area from the staging area, give you an idea how far. Again, that's 20 miles plus away from the staging area. And that's me over here. I ride a 2006 Polaris 500 2-up X2 and got about 11,500 miles on it. I've only recently retired, so now I'm able to play more than what I did back then. So here's the Forest Road 143, very scenic, very much changing elevations, and later you'll see this is the Mud Springs Trailhead. We do give on our Trail Talk presentations the GPS coordinates in case you ever want to lay out your track, or if you download our track from our website, you can actually just follow the track and as we made our route. This is from the Four Peaks Lone Pines Trail Summit. You're at about 5,700 feet. At this time of year, we had a temperature inversion, so it was a little bit hazy in the background. Phoenix is way at those distant mountains, and the Picadillo viewpoint is on this peak that we actually climbed up that mountain, over the mountain, came down through this valley, and then up to the Four Peaks. But you'll have 50 to 75 mile views depending on if there's a haze in the area. This is the El Oso mine. That's me along with one of our vice presidents, Reed Halpern. And you can go inside this mine and explore it. It's a old tungsten mine. And you'll see some photos and some videos later in this presentation of actually walking inside it. And then if you come out the certain time of year where we go out to Saguaro Lake, this will be the Hidden Cove number 2. You actually drive to a part of the lake, a beach that's only accessible by 4-wheel drive, and that's the Rolls area. So we're staging up here and going out, and then you can see this large extensive, like I said, this is about 7 miles to come down here to go to the Saguaro Lake. And then when we return, these are ridgeline markers, and we actually come back through a wash, 1812 instead of the ridgeline 1813 going down. And you can see some distant views of Saguaro, or the Weaver's Needle and Superstition Mountains and Saguaro Lake in the distance from those ridgelines. So I'm going to pause here a second. Okay, so this is the Four Peaks. This shows you a little bit of the Forest Road 143 that goes out to the Four Peaks area. We're about 10 to 12 miles away from it at this point. So I'm just going to let you see a little bit of the area. This is one of the creek areas that we stopped at, little Cottonwood area. And this is over by the Mud Springs Trailhead. That's about 2/3 of the way up to Four Peaks. Pause. Okay, this is Phoenix ATV UTV Club. This is at the Mud Springs Trailhead on our way up to the Four Peaks summit.
So we have 21 vehicles going out in 2 flights. Bob Mateson's Roadrunner flight leader, and Bill Popo is Coyote flight leader.
So we found out that we were going to have some snow up in the mountain when we got closer to it. So these are views from the area. That's the Roosevelt Lake area. This is on top of the Lone Pines Trail summit, and gives you an idea of what we're seeing at about 5,700, almost 5,800 feet. And there was our group that we stopped for a group shot. So this is the entrance to the El Oso mine. Give you an idea. It's a real nice mine to explore. It's got about 200-300 feet of tunnels in there and a lot of side tunnels to explore. So everybody enjoys doing this, and year round it's cool there.
Here's our queue. Everybody lining up to go inside the El Oso mine. Here comes Mike out of it. Okay, this is the El Oso mine. This is a little side tunnel. There's been a cave-in down there. And over here, if you can see it, we have some drill holes and where they were blasting away. I guess the minerals kind of petered out and they hit some bedrock and said it wasn't worth the effort anymore. So that vein petered out. That's me. Well, this is the tunnel we came in from, and the rest of the group is exploring the main tunnel. This is cool. There's a side tunnel over here, folks, if you want to see it. Let's go this way. Come on, buddy. It makes a T-junction back there.
It is kind of like Minecraft, that's right.
Okay, folks, I gotta apologize for the quality of this video at this point, because normally this thing will play and it's very smooth and you're not going to get this pixelation or disjointed viewing. But I don't know why my video recording software is having problems with my video media player. So again, I apologize for this, but please bear with us. Okay.
Okay, got some more people coming down into the El Oso mine. We're probably 150, 200 feet back. A couple of side tunnels here. Veins kind of petered out. You can see the tungsten on the walls here. Another little side tunnel, vein petered out. You still got some drill holes on some of this stuff. Yeah, we'll explore this one. There's still some tracks in the floor of the mine here, but you can see the little offshoots as they were following a vein. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, over here we have some stalactites coming down from the ceiling, mineralization, and there's a little drip hole down here with stalagmites forming. But it gives you an idea. It's still an active environment here. There's Smiley. A lot of mineralization here coming down, dripping. Looks like some calcium right there. And you can see from the various offshoots, they were following veins, taking what they could out of here, and this is the end. So we've probably come in about 250 feet, number of offshoots. I think the group's having fun exploring this. This is a solid bedrock mine, folks. There's no rotting timbers or anything like that. And it's kind of fun coming in here. Except for the first person who doesn't know if there's a bear here or not.
Careful, careful.
Yep, yeah.
There's me. I'm the president, Bob Mateson. And this is looking out towards the entrance from the inside of the mine. And that's a view of the trail and Roosevelt Lake in the distance.
Okay, we're on the El Oso mine, trail 422, and we're coming back from the mine, and that's a view of Roosevelt Lake in the distance. Really nice scenery here, folks. Four Peaks. This is FR 143 on the way to Four Peaks, or on the way back to Four Peaks, excuse me. And we got our group pretty well stretched out. That's the road we came in up, or came down from. And that's the Four Peaks.
Folks. Okay, this is some of the scenery on our way back on the Forest Road 143. So I'll play this and let you see some of the scenes. You can see the various terrain that we go through. This is a rocky boulder area, very scenic. This is at the Picadilla Creek viewpoint, where we have a little stop and pee break. One of the things that was interesting here is somebody brought a smudge pot out to the this area, and that's used in orchards, the citrus orchards, for during the winter to keep frost off the orchards. And for some reason it was there. Everybody kept referring to it as a giant bong. So that was a running joke on the trail. Let's continue a little bit here. And again, you can see Four Peaks over that distant mountain range that we traveled through, and that we are heading back to the staging area right now. Okay, at our end of our rides, we're a little unique with our club in that we do post-ride dessert bars, folks. This is Al Leslie, one of our board members, and his friend Ray Hildago. And they cooked up some burgers for the board members, but for the rest of the participants, before we got to this part of the grilling, we had laid out cake slices and brownie bites and lemon bites, and had sodas and stuff like that. So people hang around for a half hour to decompress before taking a 30-40 minute ride home. So it allows everybody to socialize, have a little more fun. Talk about the trail, allows us to introduce ourselves more to the visitors that are on the rides, or they want to find out more information how to sign up for the club. So we enjoy doing this type of a thing. So this was the staging area, and at this time of the year, pause it here, we have what's called a snow moon in February, where the moon just starts to rise over the mountains, and it is very large just because the orientation of it coming up at that time of the year. So we're looking back towards the Four Peaks area and seeing this full moon rise, and it's called a snow moon because at the same time on the opposite side into the west, the sun is setting. So you'll see the moon rising coming over the mountains and the sun setting on the other side of the compass. So this is what it looked like coming over the mountains, and you could actually see it seemed like it moved, and there's the sun setting on the other side. So again, we have a dessert bar at the end of our rides, and that's at the end of the ride where I've all trailered up. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation, a little bit of a trail talk presentation, as well as a photo album and a video album. Again, this is our home website, and so we're at the PhoenixATVUTVClub.org. And again, you'll see this video probably posted under our ride video gallery, or it would be, if you're a member, under one of our trail talk presentations. And again, you could get those trail talk presentations that you saw, as well as maps and GPS tracks of that ride, if you become a member. And with our Facebook group and YouTube group, or YouTube channel, I'm going to just click this real fast and let you see what those look like. So we have our social media platforms. So this is our Facebook group. We're one of a number of Facebook groups in the Phoenix area as well as in the state of Arizona. Okay, so this is our Facebook group, our Phoenix ATV UTV Club. You'd have to apply to become a member to it. You have to have a Facebook account to access this. And it's basically where you have your discussion blogs so that you can talk with all the other members. At this date, we have 616 members. So we've grown another dozen or so in the past day or so. Word of mouth really spreads this out. So when you come down to our page, you can, let me see what's happening here. There it goes. You can see the various posts that people are doing, talking to each other, writing comments, asking for information, what's coming up. You have our members list over here, Facebook members, and quite extensive for 1 year of operation. Our events calendar that we post certain rides will appear under the Facebook website. We got some videos here, we got some photos that people share between themselves, and that gives you a little bit of the idea of our Facebook group. We have dedicated videos that talk about this. Pause here. Okay, and again, we also have a YouTube channel, so when you become a member, you gain access to that. You can check that out and see what, if you like that platform. That's where a lot of our videos are recorded and stored. And you can get on the playlist and see the latest and greatest videos. So this is our YouTube channel. So we got about 18 videos out there right now. So that's another benefit for joining our club. And let me just get back to our website here and talk a little bit about Facebook groups. Arizona is really well known for their off-road highway vehicle. A lot of the towns are ATV friendly, as we call them. In terms of Facebook groups out there, or in terms of, let me tell you about the internet websites that are out there. There are regional clubs all over our state. There's probably a dozen that are pay-to-play, membership fee-based websites, ours being one of them, and we're Phoenix-based. Along the west part of Arizona, along the Colorado River system, from Yuma all the way up to Kingman, they have regional club websites. So out by Bouse, or we call it Booze, they have the Booze Ghost Riders Club. They have the Arizona Sunriders Club out of Quartzsite. There's a Havasu Side-by-Side Trail Association. So there's over 700 miles of trails out there that have been linked in what we call the Arizona Peace Trail system. You can buy an atlas through the Bouse Ghost Riders, or you can go online and just look up Arizona Peace Trail and buy an atlas there. It's like $40, but it shows pictures, gives all the GPS tracks and pictures of the areas so you can plan out rides, because you're not going to be able to do 700 miles in a few days. So you might want to say, hey, it's a bucket list ride. I'm going to do from Yuma up to Havasu and explore a lot of those trails. And then another day, I'm going to go from Havasu over to Siloam, explore those trails. And I'm going to shoot up to, Wickiup and go over to Kingman and then back down. You might spend a week doing something like that, or you might just do a number of day rides to look at different segments of the Arizona Peace Trail. So just do a Google search for Arizona Peace Trail and you'll find out a whole bunch of information on that. So there's a lot of regional clubs out there. To the northeast in the White Mountain area, we have the Apache County ATV Club, the White Mountain Open Trails Association. The Apache County ATV Club is out of Eager, Arizona, and White Mountain Open Trails Association is out by Show Low. And then there's a Rim County Riders ATV Club in the Pine Strawberry area. And so there are quite a few, like I said, regional clubs that have membership fees and do a lot in those areas. We're Phoenix based. There's another club, the Arizona ATV Riders Club, that's Phoenix based. I used to belong to them too, but then we started our own club because we have a different strategic direction and focus. In terms of Facebook groups out there, I am probably a member of a dozen of them. They're probably in the Phoenix area, close to 30 of them. They're all small riding group clubs, but those 30 groups, Facebook groups, probably consist of over 11,000 Facebook followers last time I looked. Our dealerships in the Phoenix area have over 40,000 Facebook followers. So if you want to take a look at those. So we're pretty active. It's a $4 billion business to the state of Arizona. We have dedicated OHV decals that we used to pay, and I know a few years ago, last time I saw, there was like 45,000 just of state residents that had to get that. That's only for your ATVs, side by sides, and UTVs, and that type of a vehicle. Jeeps aren't required to have a decal. So there's 45,000 plus residents that have ATVs and UTVs. Now they're requiring out-of-state residents to purchase the decal. So again, like I said, it's a $4 billion business to Arizona. It's a very friendly OHV environment here. There are trails all over our state. You can head up north, the Sedona area, Cottonwood, the town of Jerome, go around Mingus Mountain. Just take a look at our website and take a look at where we ride, and it should help you get an idea of what's available out there and the contacts throughout our state. So I think we covered quite a bit here. I'm going to sign off now. Again, this is Bob Maidson with the Phoenix ATV UTV Club, based out of Phoenix. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Okay, bye.